is Scott Marker. This is Stephen Taylor. I'm going to show you another move today that's part of my game. And as I've mentioned on other videos, my game is really simple. I have lots of years on the mat compared to the amount of hours I have on the mat. So my game's real simple. I call it sophisticated basics. I'm a black belt in kenpo karate and had years and years, and influenced by the late great Ed Parker, and so I use a lot of analogies and his terms. So sophisticated basics, basically what I mean by that is taking moves as everybody's seen and just trying to make them better. Not make them perfect, but just increase my odds of making them actually work. So I don't want to learn 6 different moves every time. I want to learn 6 different ways to make the moves I know better. So here we go. Here's the way I set up. There's a lot of different ways. A lot of people will grab the head like this to get the head up, right? And then the transition is you're coming from here, come back over this way. You're coming from here, and I like to do one in, one out, right? Right to here. I'm transitioning here, and a lot of times I'll go to both out, right? Both hands will be out versus in, or I can't get the choke. So I have to have one out, right? So I'm coming to here, and a lot of times, some people will show it as grabbing here and to lift it up, because you got to get the guy's neck up to get your arm underneath here. But the problem I have is, and I do that sometimes, but the second I touch his head, before we started this video, Stephen even mentioned that when I touched his head, he felt like something was coming. And that's why I don't do it as much. That's why a lot of times I'm right to here. I like come out like this, just move with my feet, because then a lot of times they're not as suspicious on it. And that gives me space to get my hand underneath. Now, here's the detail, is just like a rear naked choke I discussed on another video, is I think a lot of times people skip the steps that are important, and this is one where I don't go clear to the end. An important step that I think is missed a lot is when you're going to here, I teach it as, I don't even use this hand yet. I come right to here, and again, you jump off the dive board because you don't want to be way up here. So my analogy jumping off the dive board is to get onto his neck. So now I'm onto his neck. Now I practice it where my hand's not even in, and I just want to get my shoulder in and my bicep in there, and then squeeze, and he's in trouble. I haven't even used this part yet, or another part I'm going to show you. So put this into here like this, and squeeze your bicep, because you're trying to make this kind of a triangle, trying to squish it way down, like this, and push my shoulder into there, right? And going way, way off so that I'm hanging just off of his neck. So I do that first. Again, you want to try to get his neck up, sneak this under here like this, and as soon as you get to here, jump off the diving board. Really wide here, because if you're too narrow, they can roll you. If you're really wide, I've had people flop around really hard. Limber people put their feet clear back up to my, and not be able to dump me off, because I'm way out here on his neck. If I'm up to here, people can start to do stuff. So if I get way, way out to here, it makes it tougher. Now, the next move, next step is I come in here, and once I do make the guy tap like that, you can make the guy tap with just one arm. Then the next move is to grab like this, and that's why I used to call it reverse guillotine, was because it's kind of real similar to the part, except the guillotine, usually you're using this against his throat, and this one's kind of upside down. More or less choke him with your bicep and your shoulder, right? So now I'm grabbing here to kind of snug that up even tighter, to kind of hold his neck a little better. So once you get to here, and jump off the diving board, right? Now I want to be wide and kind of keep working that around to get that in there, especially if his chin's in there. Now I'm grabbing him. Now I'm going to kind of pull up, back, and squeeze my biceps and put my shoulder in. He's in deep trouble. Now I'm going to keep my head down usually, and I'm going to keep my head up, but for demonstration purposes, I'm keeping it up here. So that's what I do. And then an extra little ad, which I took out a couple of years ago because I don't want people doing cranks to me, my partners, but you can go this way. And that adds, I'm not even doing the rest of it. That kind of cranks your neck, but that's like secondary. That's like an extra bonus. Work on this part. So again, you got to get his head up. You can grab his head. If you're going north-south, you can grab his head to get your knee under. You can grab, a lot of people, I've seen a lot of different ways of grabbing here, but you got to get his head up. I've seen guys that when I transition to here, they're lifting their head up because they're just defending themselves. So they're lifting their head up like this. That makes it even easier. I love it when they do that, and it happens all the time. But sometimes the people
especially people with gis will keep their heads down because they think you're going to try to choke them or something. So then I'll come way over here like this. I'm just coming outside, stepping out, outward crescent kick with my knee, and out, coming out, sliding this in, and up it goes. Or back in the early Pride days, you beat here, you knee them one time, and put their head up. You can put it into their, now you wouldn't knee that, but maybe self-defense, you knee them to get their head up. But that's another way to get their head up. So you got to get their head up. I like to do it with my legs and not let go with my hands to grab. But you can do it either way, whatever works for you. And again, I'm right to here, I'm holding them. I want to sneak this hand into here, like this. And this is nice and snug. You want to make sure his face, right? You're trying to make sure his face is into there. And that's why a lot of times I kind of jiggle back and forth to adjust the choke as I go. Now I'm right here, and as soon as I get to here, jump off the diving board, because here, Stefan can fight really hard. I mean, he's really strong there, but as soon as they jump off the diving board, move around, and get wide, he's in trouble. He's just tweaking his own neck, right? Get to here, push my shoulder down, squeeze my bicep, and pull back. He's in deep trouble. I hope that move you add it to your game, because recently, months back, I refereed was an official at a grappling tournament, fairly large, refereed a lot of matches, and I actually saw one of the guys that dominated one of the weight categories finish one guy with that exact move. He had a wrestling background, so he's on top, keeping away from the guard, just like kind of my philosophy is. And then another guy that's a super high level guy, he almost finished him with the same one. So I just encourage everybody, that's a great move to add to your game, because if I can do it, anybody can do it. It's a simple move, so add it to your game and you'll keep out of their guard and finish more people. Hey, thanks a lot. Once again, Scott Marker for Submissions 101. Have a great day, ladies and gentlemen.